Be sure to go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. Do the same with the Grizzly Gentleman, 10% off at checkout on your fantastic beard products. Or you could shop via the TCG Player affiliate link in the description down below to help support the show. And last but of course not least, you can go to Grey Viking Games with the affiliate link below to pillage some sweet arena codes. What is up, Planeswalkers? Theric6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena, and today we're playing a good old-fashioned Dragon Rites deck. Mardu Rites, etc., whatever you'd like to call it. This deck was initially given to me by JS Dino when I was doing my early access stream. I've made a couple of changes here and there, but the main gist of this deck is to reanimate Bladewing, followed by another dragon. So this deck's super straightforward, so I'm just going to do the deck tech now. We have 4 Faithless Looting and 4 Thrill of Possibility in order to, 1, draw 2 our reanimation cards, and 2, get our dragons from our hand into our bin. Faithless Looting allows you to draw first, which in many cases is going to be better because you maybe don't have what you want to put in your yard yet. But Thrill of Possibilities is nice because it's an instant, and because it allows you to just discard first if you do happen to have a thing that you know you're going to get rid of. Next, we have our removal. We have 4 Bloodchief's Thirst. This is nice because it is really nice and cheap early on against those super aggressive decks, but later on in the game, you can scale it quite well, and it hits Planeswalkers. Lightning Helix allows us to gain life and not die horribly against the aggressive decks, while also being potentially a way to end our opponent. It gives us a little bit of reach. And then, of course, 3 Crux of Fate. We're only playing dragon creatures. This just says destroy all non-dragons. It's great. You just blow them up. It's fantastic. 4 Bond of Revival. This is very nice because it gives haste to our dragon. So typically, as I said, we're going to be trying to reanimate Bladewing. He doesn't come with haste. Lorehold does. Velomachus, I guess is his name. I'm just going to call Lorehold. Lorehold does. So it's not as great, but still, it allows you to give haste to your thing. And then, of course, Unburial Rites allows us to use this spell either in our hand or in our graveyard, or using it twice across those if our opponent decides to counter some spells and stuff. To our dragons, the deck initially had, I think, 2 Terror of the Peaks. I cut one down to add an additional Crux of Fate to make sure we had enough board wipes. This card is generally kind of fine. It's like that last edition. There are other dragons you could choose to put in here. I'll try and remember to go over those after the games. But Bladewing the Risen is the main one because he allows you to get 2 for the price of 1. When Bladewing enters, you get one of the other dragons from your graveyard. It also allows you to get like super fire breathing to your entire dragon team instead of just 1. So very helpful card. So on the smaller side of dragons, but who cares? And then Lorehold has Flying, Vigilance, and Haste, which is just fantastic. It allows us to attack and block at the same time. But when he attacks, you get to look at the top 7. You may cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value less than or equal to Lorehold's power, and put the rest on the bottom in random order. I would like to note that Lorehold's innate power is 5, 5, 5, 5, 2, 1, 1, 2. We can cast all of these in the deck. So that's all instant sorceries, which are a good old-fashioned 27. So we have 27 potential hits. Obviously, if we hit these when we don't have dragons in our graveyard, it's not great, but whatever. This is the mana base. It did not... I have not touched this, so if the mana base is bad, blame Jay. There are obviously a few ways that you could potentially make this into a best of 3 deck, but I'm just playing it best of 1 for now, because that's where I prefer to do linear decks. You can win with the deck on turn 4 via your opponent just conceding when you've flashback a Unburial Rites on Bladewing getting Lorehold. So this hand isn't great. I found that mulliganing relatively aggressive with this deck is probably going to benefit you. Yeah, the triple reanimation spells isn't great. If it was just 1 of the or 2 total reanimation spells, I'd probably be more okay with it. But I think we want ways to chuck stuff into the yard. So I think we are going to mulligan this. And this hand is a lot better. We're going to probably get rid of probably a Lightning Helix here, although we're probably going to draw into more land. I think we're probably going to draw into more land, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to chuck the Blood Crypt. Yeah. Okay. If our opponent plays a bird, we kill the bird. Otherwise, we just play the Sacred Foundry tapped into the Brightclimb pathway. I guess I probably could have gotten rid of the, well, that is actually an issue. Is my opponent playing main deck? Are they playing Blue-Eye Control, maybe? Main deck Authority of the Consoles. That seems strange in best of one. I mean, there's plenty of aggro, but I figured there would be plenty of combo as well, and like that does nothing against combo. It hurts my combo, if you want to call it that. Huh. Yeah, I mean that's potentially a pretty big issue. They're scrying here to the bottom. That's good for me. Then we're going to go ahead and play this like so. Pass, we can throw it end step. I feel like my music is too loud. Okay, maybe that's better. Who knows? Okay, so far it seems like it's red-white enchantments. Could be Mardu enchantments. Could be Naya enchantments. But getting... Nah, I don't know. We want to yeet the Bladewing. We got more lands. Got plenty of more lands. Let's see, is there anything that I want to do? No. So I think we just play this tapped. And then we thrill away the mountain, most likely. Don't care about this. Yeah, it's red-white enchantments. The mountain. Oof. Okay. We do have a card, which is nice. We are going to just play Crypt here. Pass. The unfortunate bit is we only have a Bladewing. So we can't get the double dragon. Archon of Sun's Grace, sure. I honestly might... Do I want to just kill this? I don't know. Maybe I don't need to. Helix this, but I don't... Again, I don't think that I need to necessarily. This is probably the worst draw I've ever had with this deck. I only have 24 lands. Maybe I should cut down to 23 because we are a combo deck. Let's see. So I could Unburial Rites. Could Bloodchief Thirst this. I think honestly here I think I'm just gonna Bloodchief Thirst this. I'm afraid of a empty throne. Let's see what other enchantments are super. I mean, they're probably playing like O-ring effects and stuff. So that's 7. 1, 2, 3. Get rid of this. Guess I'll get rid of this. You know what? That. We're gonna loot Faithlessly again. I should have done that first before I played a land, but awkward. I want to keep the Unburial Rites in hand. Now, I know I'm technically going down on cards, but I'm trying to get another Rude. Trying to get another Dragon. Okay, well. Can't wait for my opponent to drop a main deck Rest in Peace. Like, if they're playing this, they should absolutely be playing main deck Rest in Peace. And by the way, if they play main deck Rest in Peace, I'm Audi 5000. I am gone. I kept one on top. Down to 14. They didn't Rest in Peace me. That's nice, I suppose. This costs 4. Okay, I'm going to do this. Bruh. No, I'm good, thanks. Okay, I thought we had double Omen the Forge in my Bladewing. I mean, I can activate this. What? 3 times? 4 if I draw another land? Old fashioned 7 damage. Both on top, not looking great for Bladewing here. Conquer's Death. Yep. Pretty much expected it. Looting, please. How much of my deck have I gone through? I've gone through half of my deck. And I haven't seen either of these other Draygons, but I've seen 3 of my 4 Bladewings. I guess I just cast another one. I would not be surprised if they have even more removal. I'm just gonna concede. If I am able to win that, it'll take too long. I want to show the deck working. I think I am going to cut down on a land and add another looting spell. There was another discard. It was red. Cathartic Reunion requires me to discard 2 cards. Isn't there another red card like this? Maybe it's just Tormenting Voice that I was thinking of? So we can do Tormenting Voice, or I'm going to do Cathartic Reunion. I'll do Cathartic Reunion. Alright. What a Quandrix nerd. I got a Thrill. Look at this. I have Yorion. This is gonna be frightening. Got a Cathartic as well. That's cool. I think I have more black light. It's Sultai Yorion. A little horrifying. Alright, so that's white for me. I didn't mean to do that. I'm very upset. We're gonna yeet these 2 dragons in, I think. Alright, cool. Got some black mana. I wonder what they're playing. I don't know. I mean, they be ramping. They do be ramping. Is this... Maybe it could be a turns deck. But with Yorion, I feel like that deck would be a little worse. But I don't know. And now I'm just drawing late. Alright. There's no way this deck is supposed to run 22 lands, right? Can throw my Terror in there. Teffers, that's fine.
Let's make this quick.
I can just do some looting.
Don't worry, I'll think of something.
Vorinclex. I see. Maybe I don't discard this. Maybe I just discard a land. Okay. Basic swamp. So end of turn, I have to blast Teferi so that... Let's see. So they'll go to 5, then down to 2, then up to 3. And then I guess if they want, they can get rid of this. But I think that's what I have to do. Yeah. So next turn, I can get Bladewing and Velo. And Velo!
Think fast.
What are you playing? I've seen the ramp. I've seen a Walker and a Vorinclex, so maybe it's Sultai Walkers of some sort.
I do love a good puzzle.
Sultai Walkers, keep your distance, stay away from us, stay where you are. Yeah, that's not going to help against me at all. Okay. Why did I think he'd be at 5? Oh no, this is right. This is what I thought it would be. I assume he's going to exile Lorehold. Yep. That's fine. I can still attack with Bladewing. It actually means Lorehold is gonna be safe from removal right now. Yeah, take out Bladewing, that's fine. Okay. No matter what, they'll have a priority to kill this with a poison the cup. So I think I'm going to Faithless Looting. Nice. Put this and this in my graveyard. But do I want to cast another bond here? Five. I do want to cast another bond, I think. Yeah, I'm doing it. Cool. Okay, they're at 4. Have 2 more Helixes in the deck. I have an Unburial Rites, Hasty Dragon. Okay, that's upsetting. They do get to take an extra turn. Hopefully they don't get a bunch of turns. Oh, this sucks. Oh no, they are a turns deck. God damn it. Emergent Ultimatum. All right, I'm boned. Yeah, they get extra turn, Omniscience. Something else? I don't think it matters. Complex. Odd. 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 Choose a card to be shuffled. I don't know why they said oops. If they attack, why would you ever do that? In what world is that correct? I still have a Velomachus. You fool. What? Get helixed. Why did they do that? Why would you attack with your birds? None of my things had trample. You saw that I had a thing of that. That's all I can say. You know what? Screw it. We're gonna try it. We're gonna try it again. I'm gonna put another Cathartic in there and cut down swamp. We'll see. 22 lands playing dragons. We'll see how this goes. I assume not well. But you know what happens when you be assuming? Winnebago. That's a type of car, isn't it? A Winnebago? I think so. This hand seems fine. And we're going first? Hell yeah. Play the stepped. They do a thing. I reunion, probably. No, I'm going to looting instead. I was most likely going to play that regardless. Why am I not playing the tri-lands? So we're going to put this in there. We're going to put this in there. That's all. This is it Flash maybe? Could just opt or brainstorm. Opt, okay. Could be Phoenixes. Phoenixes could potentially be an issue. I have one against Phoenixes with this deck. I believe on stream. Phoenixes are pretty popular right now. This is definitely a Phoenix deck. Okay, we're going to Cathartic Reunion. Get rid of this and this. We draw lands and a looting. I'm going to keep that other land. We're going to get rid of... do I want to get rid of another... I mean, next turn we're casting Unburial Rites almost certainly. On our Velomachus. So I think... Am I going to be using Thirst this game? Man, I really don't know. I'm not inclined to believe I am. So I'm going to get rid of that and... Getting rid of a bond. I think I would rather just get rid of this because it's not really getting rid of this. If I got rid of a bond, then I think that would be worse. I'm not sure, but I think I made the right decision there. Okay, I guess they're like, well, my opponent's going to get a dragon out next turn. Look, I'll take it. By the way, apparently there's like a new thing where like if you're not subscribed, like when people... I'm not entirely sure how this works, but I think for YouTube, when people subscribe on a, like, because of a video, YouTube is more likely to send that video to other people. So if you like what I do and you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe. Also, Flipside Gaming. They were the first sponsor on the channel. I just want to talk about them real quick. I buy my Dragon Shields just from Flipside Gaming. Unless I have, like, random store credit somewhere, right? This hand is not great, but I will keep it because it has thrill. But the reason is when you use my promo code, you get 10% off of an already great deal. These are like, I think they're $7.99. I think Dragon Shields, the normal... matte and classic, the shinier ones. I prefer mattes now. I'm fairly certain. Let's see, black, red, white. I think I'm gonna use that for black, so I think I'm gonna use this for white. And I can use this end of turn. Yeah, I don't want them to know I'm a Reanimator deck yet. But, like, super, check out Flipside Gaming. Use my promo code. Very easy. Just capital S, capital Y, capital X. And you get even better deals on Dragon Shields. Like, it's the best place for Dragon Shields. Okay, now that I've gushed a little bit. Esper something. Esper something. Discard it on top. Get rid of an I think I'm actually going to get rid of a Crux of Fate, maybe. No, I'll get rid of Unburial Rites. Okay, Bladewing. I like the Cathartic as well. I'm going to play this as a black source. We're going to Cathartic. We're going to yeet a Bladewing. And I think the Crux of Fate now. Cool. Next turn we can get Bladewing out, although we would only have Bladewing. So I think if I draw another non-Bladewing dragon, I might wait a little and just use some thrills. I don't know, maybe it's correct to do it now because they don't have counterspell magic. I mean, I literally have no idea what my opponent's playing. I've seen 4 lands and an opt, or in 2 ops. They scry to the top, just scrying this one to the bottom. I have very little understanding of what my opponent's doing. So I think I am just going to get this Bladewing out now. As long as it doesn't get exiled, it should be fine. Like, if it just dies, we can get it back again. I'm probably not going to need these Crux of Fates. Because just based on what my opponent has done so far, I doubt that they're going to be on creatures. Narset. Narset's fine.
Present and future are bound by. I have just the trick for this.
See what they grab? Maybe a Thoughtseize or something? No? So I can just Helix that, I think. And attack my opponent. I do that so I can thrill. Pretty sure I do want to thrill. Do I just want to hit them for 5 instead? I will want to have at least one more land. I might thrill this thrill. No, that seems stupid. I'm just going to attack. I'll probably thrill in a... I think I'll thrill a Crux of Fate. It really seems like my opponent's not going to be playing creatures. I assume they're going to play this Teferi down, plus it on their turn, and then minus it on mine. Field of Ruin. Big Teffers. Not what I expected. So yeah, we're playing against Esper Walkers. -3 on my Bladewing.
Timing.
Yeah, they sure do. I don't want to draw that. So I think I'd rather do this right now. Okay.
You need to slow down.
I guess I can just... I don't have the mana for it. Damn, if I'd gotten rid of this, I could have got Vel out now.
Really should have seen that coming.
I'm just gonna do this now. I could just cast this next turn, depending on how much blue they leave up. So, I mean, if they don't cast Teferi, it's like, oh, very obviously. Okay. So, they're gonna plus
I won't
here.
hide from the world any longer. Let's skip to the good part.
And then they're gonna untap their island and a Godless Shrine. Why am I not surprised? I think it's still correct to just play Bladewing. It's gonna get absorbed. Or, that new one. Interesting. Okay, they kept it on top. Doomblade does kill Velomachus. No way they have some to eat my graveyard. Playing main deck Cling to Dust right now? They're legit playing main deck Cling to Dust. Well, I just got owned.
I'm not ready
Alright,
for you.
well, I am probably in a bad way. Unless I can maybe top deck Velomachus. No, because they can just... Yeah, I'm in a
I
bad
don't
way.
have
I'm in
a
a
time to
pretty bad spot.
improvise.
Yeah. That's the end for me. I only got 2 dragons. I needed some more dragons. Honestly? You know, 50%, that's fine. I'm fine with that. So we're gonna do some deck talk still, I think. Where I'm just gonna talk more about the cards that could be, as well as the cards if you wanted to make this a best of 3 deck. Okay. So first things first. I think honestly, this deck could probably just cut down to like 20 lands. I think you cut down somewhere. I'm not sure where exactly. I think you can maybe get rid of like just those, and then you pump up the Cathartic Reunions to 4. I think honestly this is probably better, even though like I mean, look at this, right? It's literally just 2 spikes that are the same. 8, 12, 12, 8. Right, average CMC 3.7. But the idea is like you're not planning on casting these for the most part, so I think that's fine. So now let's just look at the dragons that you could play. Just get this on my face. Where are the dragons you could play? I mean, technically, Opportunistic Dragon has some help, but things like Glorybringer, Goldspan Dragon, those are both pretty decent. I guess technically Demanding Dragon as well. I guess like even for this deck, since like Terror of the Peaks is the idea with Terror is like you're probably going to reanimate it with Bladewing. It's not as good. The idea, like the perfect scenario is like you play Terror on 5, and then like turn 6 you play Bond or something like that to get both of these back, dealing 9 to your opponent directly. Plus an additional 10. So I think that's the main idea. But, you know, technically, I think these 3 5-drop dragons might be better in more general scenarios. Even like maybe the same with Skargan Hellkite. But those are all fine. Of course, there's Lathlis. Lathlis is not... I'm making a video, dude. Anyway, Lathlis is not all that great because we don't have a glut of dragons. We don't plan on playing a lot of dragons constantly. Drakuseth, if you have... if you Bond or Revival Drakuseth, like that's pretty damn good, right? Like it can just dome walkers, it can just dome your opponent's face and their creatures and stuff. Like it's great. So you know that's a contender. Shedrick sucks in my opinion. I think he sucks hard. Same with Galazeth, at least in this deck, right? Like technically speaking, you could have this. You could have some off-color dragons as well. I don't really think it's a great idea. There's not really a reason to get Nif Mizzet. Like you can get just Lorehold or Helix and then Bladewing. Like that's kind of it. So I think honestly the best card is maybe this one. But the thing is, like, I still think that you want 4 and 4 of these. I think if anything, you cut Terror for Drakuseth. And then, of course, you go to card styles. Then you go to Drakuseth and you get rid of the ugly Parallax style for the better style, because that's the only thing that you should do. As for sideboard cards, the very typical ones are some amount of discard, you know, if we're operating on 15 cards, probably about 3 discard spells. You'll probably want 3 maybe 4 graveyard hate cards that just affect your opponent, so you can't really do Rest in Peace. So I would suggest what is the word that I'm looking for? Leyline of the Void. So, like 3 Leyline of the Void, or maybe like 2 Leyline of the Void and 1 Grabdigger's Cage. Then you have like 3 Thoughtseize. You probably want a little bit more removal. Doomblade is probably the best for that scenario, but maybe you don't necessarily. Right, like maybe it's just better if you have like Cry of the Canarium, or I think Anger of the Gods is probably even better. I think Anger of the Gods would work well in this deck because it gets rid of more creatures than just one. So maybe 3 or 4 Anger of the Gods. You do probably want something against opposing combo decks. The things that come to mind immediately would be things like Dampening Sphere. Gosh, is there really anything else that I can think of off the dome? Not really. Like, technically speaking, you could play Archon in this deck, but the deck doesn't really, like, support it properly. Let's see. Against Control? Gosh, against Control, I'm actually not sure. Man, what would be best to do against Control? I honestly don't know. For Control, maybe against Control you bring in like just Dreadhorde Arcanist or something, just some like very cheap creature that gets annoying real fast. Like it's something that they have to deal with while you continue to build up your graveyard and use it. I think something like that could work. So I think a sideboard with that configuration or that style of configuration would be the best. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Oh gosh. Okay, I thought everything froze. At some point soon, I got a few other cool decks coming in. I have a PO box. Feel free to send me things. I will open them on camera if you so choose. I would like to thank my lovely patrons, especially Fogwood and Balater, for the continued support. If you would like to join them in financially supporting the show, links in the description below. If you would like to support me in a financial way that doesn't technically impact you, like, comment, subscribe. That stuff really does help. And of course, until next time, all will be one.